Let's see if I can make YouTube history. Welcome back to another episode of Disguised Horse. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Disguised Horse. As you can see behind me, we have the newest member of the Disguised Horse family. This is a 2018 Subaru WRX STI, and today we're going to tell you why this is one of the greatest machines to have ever graced the road. Subaru has a really long legacy of rally driving experience, and this car meets every expectation I thought it would. I went down the line and I decided I needed to make a car that was going to check a whole lot of boxes because I'm going to be moving to Alaska at some point in time. I really don't want a truck. Gas is going to be super expensive. I needed all-wheel drive. I love the sedan experience, and I wanted it to be manual. These boxes are all super important to me because of the fact that this is going to be with me for quite a long time. I've owned a lot of Volkswagens over my lifetime. I started out with a 2001 Audi A4 1.8T, and that was by far one of the best experiences I've ever had with the vehicle. Some of my longtime friends will know we've traveled across the country on it, skateboarding trips, adventures, all different types of things, and that car really played a huge role in my life, and it's been a long time since I've been able to find something that'll fill that gap. Since then, I've had another 2004 Audi S4. I've had multiple GTIs, Mark 3, 4, 5 Golfs. I've had Jetta Sport wagons, but nothing has really scratched that itch like that first 2001 Audi A4. There was something special and there was something magical about it. I miss that car. So if you're in the South Florida area and you happen to have a black on black Audi A4, please hit me up. But since I've owned this car for the past month, this car has really taken me back to those days of had all my friends in the car. We would go on road trips. It would be manual. It was fun. It was fast. It made you feel like you were having a good time in a driving experience again. But there are a ton of drawbacks. For one, the community around Subarus is super hit or miss. And I say that because there's a lot of people out there that love these cars with a fiery passion, and I finally understand why. There's also a lot of people in that community that are super toxic. And that's kind of a bummer because I didn't experience that type of stuff when I owned my Volkswagens. And it's just one of those things that comes with time. And as of late, Donut Media, shout out to James Pumphrey, I think we'd be best friends. They just didn't have the best experience with the Subarus. And I promise within a week of me buying this car, the new Hilo came out and I started to get super scared. Now you gotta ask yourself, or ask me, Matt, why would you be so scared of owning a car? Well, these cars can be beat on. It really depends on the ownership. This one in particular took me a long time to find. Not only was it local, but it had one owner, a full history, full service manuals. But there were other cars that looked better in person, but they had more of a sordid past. 3, 4 owners. You could tell there was paint damage. I believe mine does have some hail damage, but I believe it was one from the same owner who really truly cared about this car, because once we get into the interior, you'll understand that somebody took really good care of this car. Now, if I was 16, 17 and I just got my license and my parents were well off and I was like, I want the fastest, coolest car, I would probably go for this. It's a few years old now, but if you had a 2021 and you had 1,200 miles on it and it was all of a sudden for sale with the salvage title, you really would have to look into what exactly brought it to that point. And that's kind of what it was. It was people who don't know how to drive these cars or know how to take care of these cars. Now, I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where I have friends who are very familiar with these cars. They've built 500 horsepower cars. A lot of them are certified mechanics. They take care of jet engines. So I'm pretty sure they can take care of a 4-wheel drive Subaru from Japan. But not everybody's in my position. So far, I've learned how to change the oil, check out the differentials. We fixed an exhaust leak. I've done a lot of research into the Cobb access port. There's a lot of things going on in the background about emission standards, taking care of the engine. Just overall general maintenance of this car is really something that is quite easy to do. And when you're doing these type of things, it can be kind of daunting, but there are so many cool people out there that are just willing and ready to tell you how to do things and what's the best way to do things. Now, this isn't going to be a high-low experience. This is going to be my daily driver. Like I said, I'm going to be holding on to this car for quite a long time, so hopefully I have a whole lot of memories to come. but I do want to be able to get my hands dirty with this car. One of these days I'm gonna be able to take the wheels off. I just haven't had time to. I want to get those brakes looking back to how they should be. The neon green just really pops against the gun metal gray exterior. And I would like to get it ceramic coated. I'd like to get the paint fixed up. There's, like I said, there's some hail damage, and I want to get that fixed, but that's all cosmetic. Other than that, this car is ready to go right out of the box. But I did get new tires put on it recently, and this goes back to, if you don't know what you're doing with this car, it can be very scary. I'm not going to tell you which dealership it was, but when I got the new tires put on, I believe they took the car for a joyride. When I got the car back, it was warm. It was having trouble going into 5th and 6th gear, and I got super paranoid. I'm not gonna lie, I still am very paranoid about that, because all I need is for, someone to take my personal time, money, and investment and then just blow it up on a joyride. Like, how awesome would that be? Or what if one day I just decide to get on it on the highway and boom, there goes the head. Now I need a whole new motor. Like, not the most amazing thing that could possibly happen to you. But I'm very excited to share this experience. If you guys like this type of content, let me know. We'll keep making more of it, but I just really wanted to share this and get it out there. Now, going back to what I was talking about earlier, about people really don't know what they're doing with these cars. This car came equipped with a catless downpipe and an NVIDIA exhaust. And that becomes a problem if you're not tuning the car properly. As of right now, I'm currently looking for a stock downpipe, so I can use the car's cruise control without running into issues like the check engine light coming on and throwing codes everywhere. It's a super simple thing where the O2 sensor isn't getting a proper reading, so it's throwing the code. But when you have a check engine light on in this car, it feels like a completely different car. That being said, when you're using the vehicle, you can't put it into the different drive setting modes, and then you just have this constant flashing in the front of the car, in your dash, because it just feels bad. It doesn't feel good when you have that light flashing at you, and then you just assume the worst. I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I got the car, I put about maybe 1,000 miles on it, and then as soon as that check engine light came on, I thought the worst. I thought the engine was blown up. I thought I had nothing else to do other than take it back to the dealership and say this car is bad, and then I just would have had that bad taste in my mouth about how terrible Subarus are. But I know that's not the case, and that's what I really kind of wanted to explore with this. But one of the great things about this car is the EJ engine. I'm going to enter in a clip of my exhaust here. And as you can see how amazing it was. It really is one of the greatest sounding engines. I have so many memories of friends' parents, friends, they have these. This was back in 2005, 2006, 2007, of just WRX wagons, just full frontal down the street we lived on, and you heard this huge turbo blow-off valve, and you just saw it zoom past the street. And let me tell you, that was one of probably my favorite things about growing up, about where I did. As just one of my friends, he had multiple cars and multiple experiences with different vehicles, and he was 16, 17, but what was crazy is they were all fully built, and I never understood how it happened, but that's all good. But either way, since then, I've always wondered how great these cars were, and I never really had a chance to drive one. Until recently. I did have a chance to drive like an Impreza back in the day, which I thought was a WRX, but turns out it was just an Impreza, and it was super slow and super underwhelming. One of the most controversial points of this car is the engine. Now, these engines are known to blow up, but once again, I think that goes back to how you take care of it and how you maintain the car, how you drive it, how you experience it. Because if you get on this car and you bang it at every red light you can, all the way to red line, this thing is absolutely 100% going to blow up. Like I said, I've only had it for a month now, so it hasn't blown up on me yet, so fingers crossed. But what I do at every fill up at the gas station, I check the oil, I make sure that it's not cloudy, I'm making sure that oil level's filled. These really have a problem with oil starvation, but I don't drive this at the track. I would love to take it to the track one day. If you want to see more content like that, please let me know. But this isn't going to the track. This is going to work and back. This is going to the grocery store. This is going through car washes. And yes, even today, I brought it through a car wash. I don't recommend it, but I'm on a time crunch. I don't have all the time in the world, and I just really wanted to get it clean and presentable for the audience out there. But the EJ25 is an amazing engine. You will not get a sound like this from any other car, and it's so easy and practical to work on. Everything is right in front of you. If you need to get something, it's right there. The only exception to that, I think, is going to be the spark plugs. But you know, your boy has tiny hands, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue, and you can just get a swivel head socket and you should be good to go. Take out a few things and move a few things out of the way, and that might be the hardest thing to do other than pull the whole motor in, put a whole new one in. But I hope that doesn't happen to anyone out there, and I hope other people can get on the train of like, these are great cars. There is nothing wrong with these cars. Like, out of the box, these are amazing cars. There's forums, groups, and everything. But I think right now there's just a huge panic because of the donut media experience. And I mean, I don't agree. I don't think that every single Subaru is like that. You know, maybe there's a technician that's just like whatever, and when he's doing the seals and he just doesn't care or what. But I just find that also hard to believe, because I know, Japanese people, they take a lot of pride in their work and they really care about what they do, and they produce, modern engineering marvels such as this. And I refuse to believe that these are bad cars. I'd love to do more update videos. There's probably a few more videos coming soon, but stay tuned for those. All in all, this is an amazing car, and it is an amazing driving experience, and I hope it stays that way throughout the ownership of this car. I plan to have this even after it's all completely paid off, because, shocker, it's not paid off yet. I just got it. But this is going to be a great experience, and I'm going to keep you guys updated with the driving experience and how things are going. So if you like more content like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me if you love it. Tell me what you hate it. Tell me why you hate the EJ25. I'll respond to everything. I don't care. But I just want to say thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you next time.